The hell are you saying? I thought we cut ties with you, Miles. And what exactly are you hoping to accomplish with attending their funeral?
Well, I got a bunch of objectives, but first and foremost, I've come to ask for my wedding present.
Hi there, my name is Harrison. I'm 35 years old and I work as a clerk in the city hall. Up until I went to university, I was living down in a small town in the countryside, a quaint little place known for its apples. After graduating university, I was assigned a position at a city hall in one of the largest cities in the region. I also have a family consisting of my lovely wife Brianna and my 2 children. Oh, Dad? How you been?
Don't really worry about me, my boy. I'm doing awesome. To what do I have this occasion, though?
Come on now, Dad. You don't have to sound like this is something pretty serious. You're turning 70 this year, and I was just wondering if you're still set on living at home. It's been quite a while since Mom died, and I'm just concerned that you need some people around you to help you out.
My boy, I'm not some defenseless creature unable to care for himself without Mom's help, you see. You call me just to ask that after a load of poppycock?
You say it's poppycock, but one can't forget about your age, Dad. I genuinely think you should start living with us. Your grandchildren are waiting for you, you know. They get so excited every time we start talking about you, you see?
I can still live on my own, son. And I also have the land and the mountain and the forest to take care of. So I simply can't live with you right now. I appreciate your concern, my boy. I want to see my adorable grandchildren too. But leaving home would be the worst thing to do, I'm afraid.
I see. As you now know, Dad's turning 70 this year. Mom passed on a few years ago, and even now, Dad's still living in the family home down in the countryside, which obviously makes his children worry about him and his health. But unfortunately, he's made it clear he has a negative view on living with me and my family, and I cannot understand why. He's always been a man of pride, perhaps that was it. Or maybe he simply thinks he'll be a burden on us, which is just not true at all. In any case, his selflessness made my concern for him become all the stronger. Not a day goes by without me worrying about him, but it's a very good thing we would see him once in a while, particularly during the summer, because I can see with my own eyes that he's doing pretty well for himself. I decided to respect his wishes and see how he fares for a little while longer. However, one fateful day, I got a call from the local police in my hometown.
Hello, this is Fleming of the Carrington Police Department speaking. Is this the number of one Mr. Harrison Quibb?
Indeed it is. What can I do for you, officer?
We've just received a complaint from one of your neighbors of a foul stench coming from your family home, and we've just begun our investigation.
What Officer Fleming told me afterwards left me hollow and crestfallen, shocked to the core. So much I nearly collapsed onto my knees on the spot. When they arrived at the house and went inside, they discovered my father lying motionless on the floor. After further inspection, he was confirmed deceased. The police contacted me in order to proceed with the background checks of friends and relatives, and asked to head for home immediately. It was such a sudden turn of events. We just talked to each other on the phone a couple of weeks ago. However, I unfortunately had very little time to grieve his loss, and after the family identification process was finished, I had to quickly start thinking about the funeral, and then about what Dad left behind, his will, and about my inheritances of his estate. I quickly predicted everything would become pretty busy and chaotic, which is precisely the last thing I need right now. First was the funeral, and I was thinking about inviting just some very close family and friends, especially those who'd helped us so much over the years. That's when someone completely unexpected and completely unwelcome had the guts to show up.
Yo, little bro! It's been a while. How you been, buddy?
Miles? What the hell are you doing here?
Because I'm attending the funeral of my deceased father, obviously. Gotta admit, though, I really don't remember his face very much.
You found out about the funeral, and you went so far as to do us the honor of attending it, and yet your clothes are casual and nothing like anything appropriate. I didn't invite you to the ceremony, Miles, so answer me when I ask you, what the hell are you doing here?
That's true. I guess I have a pretty mean little bro since inviting me never even crossed his puny little mind.
Of course it frickin' crossed my mind. You asked Dad for help with the damage compensation you had to pay your ex when she divorced you. And what did you do with the money? Not only did you fail to pay him back, but you had the audacity to blow all of what was left on Vegas, goddammit! It would have been better if you had started to pay him back little by little every month, but no! You just took the money, disappeared, and never bothered even thank him for what he did.
Yeah. That doesn't matter right now. It's all in the past. What's more important is that I got married again. And allow me to introduce you to my darling Raylin.
Hi, handsome. I'm Raylin, the bright, the beautiful in the flesh, in the flowering fragrance, the one and only queen of Miles.
Huh?
This is a nice to meet you moment for us, ain't it? But this feels weird. You seem like my big brother, since we are close in age.
You did say you wanted a big brother, didn't you, sweetie?
The hell are you saying? I thought we cut ties with you, Miles. And what exactly are you hoping to accomplish with attending their funeral?
Well, I got a bunch of objectives. But first and foremost, I've come to ask for my wedding present. Get your ears checked, man. Give me a nice wedding present for me and my darling Raylin. I didn't receive anything from you the time I got married before Raylin here. So including that, it amounts to 20 grand.
Bro, watch it. It's a real turnoff to mention your ex-wife or any other girl for that matter in front of your current girl for real.
Oh, look who's jealous. Don't worry, sweetie. You're the only girl that was ever in my whole life now.
Are you sure?
One girl is more than enough to steal my heart now, ain't it? Damn, that was poetry right there. I should become the next Shakespeare.
Aw, that was beautiful, honey.
Hey! What the hell are you two doing? That's freaking gross! The only poet you could become is one who writes haikus about sex positions. We're right in the middle of a memorial service right now. Frickin' behave yourselves, goddammit! And your stupid wedding present? The amount's just frickin' ridiculous. And the timing's even more ridiculous. Who the hell barges in during a funeral unannounced and uninvited only to demand money from their younger brother?
It's an important matter, sweetie. We'll never be able to talk about it if we don't talk right now, you know. You do know, right, big brother darling?
Didn't I just tell you we're right in the middle of a memorial service? I'm asking you, let's talk about this later.
Ooh, scary. Miles, dear, what's up with your brother here? He'd be a perfect night watchman, I'll tell you what.
He's always been quite the blockhead after all.
Listen, pricks. Look around you. What do you see? My dad died for crying out loud, and I'm never gonna see him again. I'm trying my damnedest not to explode in emotion right now. At least understand that. And behave in a way that'll allow me to say goodbye to him at least.
Now, hang on. Slow down a bit. If you just calmly say, all right, here's your wedding present, and give us the wedding present, we'll be on our merry way. We've got no business here. And yet, here we are. You crying over the obvious fact that you won't see his old gasbag ass again. And us pestering you about giving us some congratulations for a recent tying of the stupid knot. Honestly, people these days are so sensitive. They don't really know what's right and wrong anymore.
You goddamn whore! How dare you!
Talk about an ugly pig with no manners. Holy shit! How much of a human slime bag can you be?
You're the one with no manners, you freaking ape! You having fun yelling your lungs out at someone younger than you, eh? Calm the frick down, you immature child!
But what she said was just leaps and bounds over the line. Surely you understand that. How the hell are you keeping a straight face, goddammit?
Raylin, let's just forget about this stupid loser and have some fun together, alright?
There's nothing we could do that's fun at a funeral, Miles.
You'd think so, huh? But I know better. Miles always knows better. Mark his words. Follow me.
Huh?
They stormed the memorial service right as he finished his sentence. Not one person welcomed them to the service. The fact that they were wearing normal, casual clothes, coupled with the fact that Miles' ties with the family had been severed for more than 10 years, were more than enough to justify that. Then things went from bad to worse, because right when people were frozen trying to comprehend what was going on, the couple did something completely scandalous.
This old geezer did have loads of muscle during his life, for real. Oh, I know. How about this?
What the hell is that?
You don't know who the Hulk is, Raylin? Now he's ready to climb the stairway to heaven. Okay, yep, I'm becoming a poet. It's settled.
I don't know any old-ass comics like that, Miles. And what about the condolence box of presents here? I'ma open it, all right.
Sure. Hey, yo, this is insane.
God damn, there's more than $1,000 in here.
Holy shit! The fact that we hit the jackpot here, this is freaking amazing! We could really live good lives just by taking funeral money for sure!
But a family member of yours would have to die every month for us to do that right now, right?
Haha! I guess that's true.
You two, this has gone too far! You think we're gonna forgive you after what you just did? Get the frick out of here!
You really think we're gonna stop having fun when my younger brother tells us to? You're so freaking stupid!
I can't believe that brat is actually your brother. Could he be your illegitimate brother? You know, someone who came out of another girl's birth canal? This proves your mother has better genes than his bitch Miles, right?
Shut up! I'm telling you to get the hell out of here!
Yeah, no, we're not gonna do that.
Insults towards Dad and aspersions towards everyone attending echoed throughout the memorial hall. And quite literally, the scene had become the definition of a catastrophe. They were so out of touch with society that they went on doing multiple physical pranks on Dad's body, like doodling, spitting, and even touching inappropriate places. I tried my best to stop their rampage, but these two pricks were pretty much unstoppable at this point. It took everyone attending to finally kick them out of the service. But even after they were thrown out of the building, they attempted finding another way in to continue their berserking. I finally realized that making them stop from above with force wasn't gonna get me anywhere. It pained me to come to it, but I made the decision to actually take them from below with submission. Miles, please, I'm begging you. Please, don't do stuff like this.
Yeah, we ain't stopping without some other form of encouragement. Give us the goddamn money. If you want to stop, give us the congratulatory money we deserve right now.
Right now? I can't just leave a memorial service to go to the bank. You'll have to wait till it's over.
Then you know we ain't stopping our fun, right? But hold on a sec. I'm starting to think a wedding present won't be enough. Since you're his second child and my younger brother, I think that if I tell you to abandon your rights to inherit his estate, you'll do that, right?
Abandon rights to inherit his estate? This is about money again, Miles! I'm telling you, we'll talk about this when the service is over.
Yeah, we can't trust that dude, sorry.
Then, how about we sign a slip to pledge you'll do it? It just so happens I brought one along with me today, just to be safe.
Oh my god, there she is, the girl I've fallen for. My queen, my angel, my brilliant physicist. You're so cutting, darling. So yeah, sign the pledge, if you please, little bro.
I, Harrison Quibb, pledge and promise to discuss matters about the matrimonial gifts and transfer of rights to inherit Mr. Quibb's estate over to Miles and Raylan Quibb after this service is adjourned. And these are the contents. All right then. I checked the pledge carefully and I confirmed there wasn't anything suspicious. I signed the pledge, thinking it wouldn't be a problem if we just talked about the matters after the service was over. And then they were on their phones during the whole service, playing games, listening to music, watching videos. At one point, they turned on a Bluetooth speaker and started dancing to some inappropriate music. They stopped after a while and I thought they'd gotten tired of ruining the service further than they already had. But then they started talking loudly and revealing secrets about Dad from when he was alive. Mild things everyone knew, like how he secretly kept Playboy magazines in a safe in the basement, to pretty hardcore secrets that could ruin his reputation. Like how he once burned down the barn of a neighbor, killing all the livestock inside during his teen years because the family daughter had broken his heart. No one could focus on the funeral, and everyone's rage was at their breaking point. It was literal hell. But we somehow managed to finish the service and move on to the meal afterwards.
Hey, yo! We don't have enough alcohol over here! Bring more, I declare!
All at once, all at once, all at once, Lord Miles!
Pleased to meet you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Lord Miles at your service. And to entertain you, I shall down this whole pint of beer in one go.
Phew, now that's my darling.
Well, that was easier than winning a race in Mario Kart. Yo, old man, it's your turn now.
Oh, my apologies, but
What's this? You dare disobey me, the Lord Miles? You sure got some frickin' moxie, old hog.
I have no intention of making you offended, young man.
Then frickin' drink, you troll! Go on now!
Miles, stop! This meal, it isn't a place to go ball crap crazy with the drinking games, you know.
Shut the frick up, peasant! I can do what I want! And also, what the hell's up with this tasteless shit anyway? Looks like boiled guano. It tastes worse than petroleum jelly. I want a Big Mac. Yeah, Big Mac. Bring me fast, greasy food that actually tastes decent, I declare.
You shut the hell up! I can't tell you if you're drunk or not, but whatever, you've had enough.
You got DoorDash? They deliver good shit, for real, for real! Hurry the hell up, peasant!
I ordered it, my lord. You wanted a Big Mac with a large order of fries, some chicken, and a chocolate shake, right?
Oh, hell yeah!
They went on, getting drunk and louder with every passing second, bothering everyone else attending, until the meal was finally finished as well. Before I went back to Dad's place, I deeply apologized to everyone from the bottom of my heart for everything that happened that day. Why? Because my own brother caused such a calamity and made everyone miserable in the process, even though I'd cut my ties with him. And then I brought the couple back to Dad's home, where they kicked up a spree a couple notches.
You're gonna abide by the contents of this pledge you signed, am I understood?
I do. We're gonna talk about the wedding present and the things about the inheritance, right?
Talk about it? And bullshit did you eat for breakfast today, good sir? Read the pledge carefully.
What the hell is this? You gotta be kidding me! Why am I not frickin' surprised, though? Underneath the clause I had read carefully a few hours prior, there was something there that wasn't before. Mr. Harrison Quibb pledges to abandon all rights to inherit Mr. James Quibb's estate. Then ensued an argument of me saying that wasn't there before, and Miles saying it was, etc., etc., etc. In the end, they claimed that because I'd signed the pledge, I was bound by law to abide by it. If I didn't, they threatened to take me to court. The fact they claim they're in the right when anyone with common sense could clearly see it was quite the opposite. From the bottom of my heart, I vowed to forever despise Miles with a dark, lively passion. I realized I was completely powerless now against these two monstrosities, whose claims were based on solid proof and discussion. And I made myself promise I would abandon all rights to inherit Dad's estate, which is rightly mine by legal measures. I had to sign another slip to pledge that I actually do stay true to my word, which had coincidentally been prepared by none other than Miles and Raylin. You happy now?
Hell yeah, we are!
I can't believe it actually worked, darling. What a simpleton big bro I have.
And just like that, we're rich beyond our wildest dreams! How about we go get ourselves a Ferrari now, sweetie?
We could always get a few Hermes products for our new house, too. You know that luxury goods company, Hermes?
Yeah, now that's what I call a right good idea. Well then, I'll see you, little bro.
God damn it, what a day, what a day! They left skipping out of the door without saying anything else. I knew that Hermes was spelled Hermes, so I could understand the mistake, but I restrained myself from lecturing them that you don't pronounce the H in the company's name. It isn't gonna help me with my situation whatsoever, after all. But the fact that they barge in on a very important date for the family, unannounced and uninvited, asked for money one way or another, just a couple of days after Dad died, and the fact that they left looking so proud of themselves and overjoyed that they'd gotten rich overnight, I'm never going to forgive them, mark my words. They're gonna pay for their treachery! Troublebusters, initiate! Day's raining all day too, isn't it? Looks like this year's rainy season's gonna stay a while.
Yo, Harrison! You goddamn scammer! You freaking bastard! I know you're freaking in there, you prick!
Get out here, you ugly pig!
Oh, come now. Don't just barge in through the door of someone else's house without knocking first. To what do I owe this honor? Don't tell me you don't know about the 49th day.
Feigning ignorance won't help you from stopping me squeezing the life out of you, bitch! It's your goddamn fault we're in so much debt right now!
It's all your doing! How could you do this to us? I hope you accept responsibility for this! You good-for-nothing big brother of mine!
How many times do I have to tell you I'm not your stupid brother? And also, what the hell are you two talking about? Has no one told you that when you tell someone about something, you gotta start at the beginning? People are bound to be clueless at first.
That mountain that old gas bag owned! Why the frick is it so cheap?
But of course it's cheap. I would even go so far as to say it's dirt cheap. Have you no knowledge of the market? Seriously?
The land is just humongous, and yet, how dare you force such a valueless piece of shit onto our shoulders, goddammit! I'd forgive you if that was it, but no! Someone just had to step in and cause a stupid landslide! I know everything's gotten so much out of hand!
It is the rainy season after all. I'm not surprised the landslide happened. Can't wait for the rain to stop, huh?
Shut up with the after all bullshit! We sold the land already, but the owner's name hasn't officially been changed yet. I'm still the rightful owner, and this is a disaster! The landslide was pretty big. Huge amounts of mud, trees, and water went all down to the bottom, where some neighbors of ours were growing their crops, and most of it was destroyed.
Still not surprised. Landslides are pretty much unstoppable. I'm surprised it was only the crops that had been destroyed and not the neighbors themselves.
They're demanding compensation and damages, goddammit! Even the best lawyers tell us we have little chance of winning, even if we brought them to court.
Now, this particular landslide was record-breaking after all. It's only natural you have a pretty small chance of winning the case. Compensation's more than a couple dozen grand, I'm assuming? I feel bad for the farmers.
Yeah, frick it is! We can't pay it at all with the money we got from selling the land, so we had to go into debt. All of this is your goddamn responsibility, because you frickin' placed the rights of inheritance all onto me, you stupid prick!
Now, hold on just a minute. If I recall correctly, you and Ray Lynn were the ones who blackmailed me into abandoning the rights to inherit Dad's estate.
That's completely beside the point! And another thing, the cost to remove the slab of land that destroyed the farmer's crops must be paid by the owner of the mountain. So you pay those costs! The money to get the land off the farms, and the money to pay the farmers a compensation for the damage done!
And why, pray tell, do I have to pay for something that has nothing to do with me whatsoever? And I only need to listen to your negative IQ accusations once, bro, and I'm not gonna pay.
Why the frick did the old troll's estate have so little money? This is more than enough proof that you secretly stole a big amount out of the estate.
So that's what this is all about?
So it's your rightful obligation to see to it that you personally pay the cost.
I think a chimpanzee could come up with a better excuse to play the blame on my shoulders, you know. No, that's too generous. Maybe an earthworm could. Like, interveto gifts deduction for housing acquisition funds, grandchildren's education fees. There are many reasons how that money could be used, you know.
Intravenous,
Oh, I'm sorry. I'd forgotten the fact that a stupid ape like you can't understand such big, complicated words.
Say that again, I'm gonna punch your lying ass!
Why are you two leading this stupid discussion? You explain it so I understand everything too.
In simple words, a combination of multiple institutions allowed me to get some financial support from Dad when he was still alive for a while, you see. Who would have thought the knowledge one could get from working at City Hall would come into a godlike play right here and now?
But why? Why would Dad give you intravenous support?
Listen, you probably don't know about this since you just took off without a trace all those years ago, but Dad's illness had deteriorated pretty quickly, you know. When he passed, he was already near the terminal phase, and even the most specialized doctors informed us that he only had a few months left to live.
What?
That's why he'd also carefully planned the estate he had to have a certain amount in my name when he was gone, and even went so far as to provide more than enough to pay for whatever compensation I may need to settle because of potential disasters, like that landslide.
And I wasn't freaking included?
That's just bullshit. It isn't customary to leave his firstborn son with nothing at all. That's downright cruel.
He apparently had the intention of leaving the mountain in your name, though, if you doubt me, you only need to look at his final will. and all signs of lingering suspicion should quickly disappear.
What?
All things considered, it seemed like he didn't want to leave you any liquid money when he did pass on. Well, that's easily justified, since you did take a good deal of his money and run off without so much as a how do you do.
That stupid fossil! How dare he betray me!
You're the one who frickin' stabbed him in the back! You took his money, ran off, and never saw him again. And yet, you pay him your respects with all the childish horseshit you did at his own funeral? It's only natural there'd be no financial estate for a selfish, childish prick like you.
But that's...
In any case, you brought that debt on yourselves. So I suggest you find a way to deal with it yourselves.
Hold on. Please. This can't be over, can it? Not like this. Wait. What? I'm so confused. Does this mean that my husband has nothing left?
Indeed he has. And I would even go so far as to say he's in the red, actually.
What the hell? You seem full of confidence and of money bags when you were a frequent at my old hostess bar. Now you're telling me you're more broke than a village person selling charcoal? I have no freaking interest in a man who has no goddamn money.
Raylin?
All that time I poured into you, into us, was all for nothing. Nothing at all. You raised my hopes so high only to betray them in the most brutal way possible. I must say, I feel like I've been completely violated. I demand compensation.
Raylin, honey, you know I'm completely bankrupt. Have mercy for frick's sakes. Please, Raylin?
You bastard snake asshole. A man without any money has no freaking value himself.
But I've done so much for you. Think about that before you say anything else, woman. You know I can't do shit right now.
Shut the frick up. I have no interest in a penniless pig like you. If you ain't gonna pay me the compensation I demand, I swear to God, I'm gonna take you to court.
To court?
Next time I see your poor ass will be in the courthouse, stupid. Thanks for everything. And by everything, of course I mean freaking nothing.
No, please! God damn it!
You just lost your money and your wife in one fell swoop. You surpassed the title of loser and climbed the ranks to absolute failure, it seems. I kicked Miles out of my house and locked the door. But he stayed outside of my house, shouting and begging to borrow some money. But a kind neighbor of ours called the police, and at the end of the day, Miles was taken into custody. Because he had that enormous demand of compensation to pay off, he had been deep debt way down to the very limit. So he had no other place to go to ask for money to pay the cost of getting the land off but drug gangs. But of course, he has no way to pay off what he owes them all at once, and the interest rates just kept on climbing. In the end, he lost literally everything he ever had, and...
Hello? This is Harrison, right? My dear little brother? Please help me! The gangs aren't letting me go, even though I'm just at the bottom of the barrel here! I apologize for everything I've ever done. Just please help me! I'll do anything!
You think I give a damn? You'll do anything, huh? Then get a job, make money, and don't call me ever again. Consider our ties cut once and for all. Goodbye! That's all I said, and officially broke my ties with him. Later on, Raylin raised a court case against him, demanding compensation. But because he was officially acknowledged as bankrupt, although Raylin won the case, she didn't get a cent of compensation from him. And since she'd married Miles, she'd gotten a lot older compared to when she was in her prime, and her old hostess bar wouldn't hire her back. Right now, she's apparently really struggling with finding a good job, and she's living a pretty poor life. Meanwhile, I went back to my old peaceful life with my loving wife and children. I still feel terrible about the fact that an admittedly close relative of mine had pretty much destroyed the ceremony, as well as our family's reputation. But my most important priority right now is not to dwell on what happened in the past, because I've done that for too long now. Now, my goal in life is to live in peace and happiness, providing for my family and protecting it. Moral of this story is, the inheritance of an unfortunately deceased parent is indeed important, but what surpasses that are things like family, trust, and life. And my new philosophy will be to treasure all of these with my whole heart and soul until the end of my days. Trouble Busters!
Pay up, bastard, and get the hell out of this restaurant!
The hell is this? How dare you show this attitude toward the customer?
Oh, hell's bells. This is getting so freaking annoying.
What? What the hell's been going on these past few minutes? I literally haven't eaten anything at all. And yet you demand I pay the bill and get out? What the frick is this restaurant anyway? Run by good-for-nothing folk without any common sense. Hi there, my name's Lloyd, and I work in an office downtown. I remember when I was little, I was blown away when my dad took me to eat some real tonkatsu noodles, which is basically ramen with broth made from pork bone marrow and fat. Since then, I've self-proclaimed myself as the biggest ramen enthusiast in the whole country. Now, as an active member of society, I've become such a ramen addict that if you took everything away from my meals except for ramen forever, I would not have any problem whatsoever. Going to a ramen restaurant after work every day has become a routine, and it's what wakes me up every morning and gets me through a hard day's work. I'll have my usual, master.
Mr. Lloyd, you're back again? That's the 5th time this week, my boy. And you brought your camera again. Haven't you destroyed our entire menu quite a while ago, lad?
What must come after my work for the day? A good bowl of ramen to pat myself on the back. For real, for real. Ramen is my exquisite entity, capable of bringing joy to even the darkest of souls, and makes tomorrow worth fighting for, sir. I can only meet my order of ramen for today, and I simply must save a memento of the ramen spirit today.
I mean, if you say so, lad. But ramen for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Good grief, your body's gonna face the consequences for sure. You gotta manage your health well if you want to live past 30, my boy.
My commute to work makes me walk a long distance, and I'm burning the calories I need to, master. Everything's A-okay. Oh yes, today's extra toppings will be pork slices and some fat, master, if you please. And maybe dumplings for 2 people.
Have you even been listening to me, lad?
When it came to all the ramen restaurants in my neighborhood, I'd eaten every single thing on their menus, which is why I've begun to go outside my city and try out new menus from new restaurants. On days that I finish work early, or on my days off, to take the liberty of traveling a fair distance to find a good ramen restaurant, it's become a bit of something to look forward to every single time. On that particular day, I was away on business in another city, and my lunch break had just begun. I decided to go check out a certain restaurant that had piqued my curiosity for quite a while. The shop curtain tainted with age was a great first impression. Perhaps this particular restaurant's been loved by the public for generations. I had high expectations for their recipes, and I walked into the restaurant with the aura of a top ramen critic. Ah yes, the steamy atmosphere, the yellowed paper of menus on display. Do I detect the smell of Jianglambao? Hello, everyone!
My, a greeting when entering a ramen joint? C for one, is it?
Yes, please.
Welcome, a red-haired lone wolf, everyone! Please make your way to the counter, where you shall eat your lunch alone without any friends.
Wait, huh?
Such a pity. You don't have anyone to eat the delicious chef du jour with? And it's a goddamn Saturday, for crying out loud. All the more pity, since you appear to be of a considerable age, right?
No, I may seem older, but I'm really 27 years old.
Wait, are you serious? God damn, you piled on the years like a champ. Or should I say a chimp? You're so hilarious, bro.
Ha.
And how long you gonna take before you order something, old man? Keep in mind, buddy, a ramen restaurant isn't a place to rest and relax.
Well then, a large ramen and fried rice, if you please.
Order in! 1 large ramen and 1 fried rice, coming right up!
Perhaps this kid is a student working here part-time because his attitude towards folks older than him and his overall customer service skills could use quite a bit of work, to be honest with you. Already, this restaurant had created a pretty unfortunate impression on me, but I was hoping the food would somehow redeem it. The lifeline of a ramen restaurant depends so much more on the recipes of the broth, the toppings, and the noodles themselves. I've been to places where the staff were pretty cold and even downright rude, but the food was amazing. And after I went there multiple times, the staff got used to me and now treat me like royalty. Back to the present, I was eager to try out the ramen and fried rice I had ordered, and I waited patiently. For only God knows how long. No matter how much I waited, my order just never seemed to arrive. It was so late that customers who had arrived after I did completely ate up their food whilst I was still waiting for it. I had the hunch the staff had forgotten about my order and decided to ask them. Excuse me, is my order almost done? I've been waiting 20 minutes, you see, and it hasn't come yet. Plus, the gentleman who just paid his bill, he ordered a while after me, did he not?
What do we have here? Could you, not pester us about how to do our job?
I'm only pointing out my order for a large bowl of ramen and fried rice hasn't arrived yet after 20 minutes. How much longer do you think it'll take?
But we did send the order out, silly. Looks like someone's eaten so many noodles, they're in terminal phase of noodle brain syndrome. Don't tell me you're gonna dine and ditch on us, eh?
What? But I literally haven't eaten anything.
Listen, buddy, could you, frick off? I have other orders to take care of. A ramen restaurant survives only because individuals working together as a team. If a single artery stops working, the whole heart of the place shuts down, you follow? I don't got the frickin' time to chat leisurely with the likes of you. Pay up, bastard, and get the hell out of this restaurant.
The hell is this? How dare you show this attitude toward the customer?
Oh, hell's bells. This is getting so frickin' annoying.
What? What the hell's been going on these past few minutes? I literally haven't eaten anything at all. And yet you demand I pay the bill and get out? What the frick is this restaurant anyway? Run by good-for-nothing folk without any common sense.
I'm not joking. Shut the frick up. We sent the order out as per frickin' usual. And yet you don't remember eating anything? You're really a goddamn noodle brain, aren't you? Want me to call you an ambulance? Eh? Or maybe hitting you with a frying pan will help you with your old geezer brain fog.
My boy, what are you even saying? You're the one with the noodle brain around here.
You're gonna pay for the food that I know you've eaten, bucko. Don't you dare walk out that front door without letting me see a 10 and a couple 5s, or I swear, you'll rule the day you first ate ramen. 1 large ramen and 1 fried rice add up to $16. Thank you.
Where are your ears, buddy? Those things on the side of your head have got to be something else. I'm telling you that I haven't eaten anything at all.
You really should get that brain fog of yours checked out, old fossil. If you're really gonna put up this much of a fuss, maybe I should call the feds, eh? And maybe I'll sue you for business interruption.
You'll sue me? Do you have any idea what you're saying?
Because of your selfishness, you're making all the other customers uncomfortable. Don't tell me you refuse to believe this is business interruption, given the stupid frickin' situation here.
Listen, I'm only saying this because my order of 1 large ramen and 1 fried rice never came.
And I'm telling you it did come! Give us the money and get the frick out of here, stupid! What time do you think it is? Don't go about staying any longer, because we got more customers coming soon, goddammit!
Oh, it is getting pretty late. All right, I don't consent to it, but I'm leaving for the day.
Don't ever frickin' come back!
I had another engagement soon, so I decided to just pay the $16 and leave for the day. Because I went back to work without eating anything that day, I was practically tired by nightfall. To raise my spirits, I decided to stop by a ramen restaurant in the neighborhood and ate to my heart's content. A bowl of tonkatsu ramen and garlic stuffed dumplings enough to feed 3 people. And I vow to exact my revenge on that restaurant on a number of levels. The next day, I went back to the same restaurant as yesterday's. Good afternoon.
Welcome! Wait, it's you! I thought I told you to never come back, goddammit!
I'm so sorry I put up a fuss yesterday and for actually raising my voice. That was not cool, and I'm sure I made the other customers uncomfortable.
You're making this our fault? Just get the hell out of here, man! We don't got ramen or anything else for that matter to serve to the likes of you.
I humbly ask you, sir. I'd like to try the same order of 1 large ramen and 1 fried rice again. I was so captivated by what this restaurant had to offer, I couldn't sleep well last night, you see. At this pace, I could be diagnosed with insomnia. Please, master, grant me your slice of heaven, and I'll be the happiest man in the world.
Oh, all right then.
Thank you, master. And since he's approved, 1 large ramen and 1 fried rice, if you please, gentlemen.
Tit.
All things considered, this staff had multiple things wrong with how they treated their customers. But if the taste was good enough, I was satisfied. Coupled with the fact that I failed to eat their food yesterday, needless to say, I was totally looking forward to lunch today. However, even after 10 minutes, there was no sign that my ramen was ever gonna come. And then another 5 minutes passed, and another 5 minutes. The ramen and the fried rice never showed, even after a total of 20 minutes. This is exactly what happened yesterday. I thought something was amiss with the kitchen, so I decided to wait another 10 minutes. But nope, never came. By that point, I was out of patience and of tolerance, and went on to interrogate the staff. The order hasn't arrived today either, gentlemen. How much longer?
Oh my freaking god, are you seriously gonna do the same shit you did yesterday? You really have no originality in your arguments, prick!
What hasn't come simply hasn't come, and that's nothing but the truth. The same service twice in a row. I can't help but think that your establishment has nothing but malicious intent.
By that logic, you piece of shit! What's been sent out simply has been sent out! Enough with the stupidity already! You got your order fair and square. I'm so freaking bored of dealing with the same arguments over and over again, god damn it!
Your customer is claiming that he hasn't eaten anything. What do you not understand about this? Maybe you're mistaking me for another customer who ordered the same thing?
Don't you freaking make me look like the same goddamn brainless ball of sewer sludge that you are, mister! This job is my goddamn lifeline right now, and I don't need you ruining my experience here!
Is this what you do for your job? Is this what restaurant staff are supposed to do?
I honestly think I'm contributing to society a lot more than someone dumber than a barrel of pickled herring like you, wasting your life in an office day in and day out.
Carlin, that's enough. This bloke is someone without any society whatsoever, nor does he have any functioning memory. Take pity on the poor guy, bro.
Poor guy, my goddamn ass. This prick isn't even a proper customer. He's nothing but a malicious claimer intent on closing a restaurant that aren't to his liking. Well, at least he isn't very good at his job. He only tries to shut us down with but a single argument pattern. Enough! You're the one who's had enough, both in how much you frickin' ate and how much you're frickin' willing to argue about not remembering eating anything. Frickin' bastard!
How many times do I have to repeat myself?
I haven't eaten anything! You really want more, do you? Then by all means, take everything we freaking had, pig! Ow, hot!
Pouring scalding hot broth on someone? What the hell are you thinking?
Well done, lad. You were the kamikaze commander for a motorcycle game after all. Respect. The measures you take are quite exquisite.
Those that are a freaking nuisance need to be physically taught not to mess with us. Enough, I say! Oh, you want more broth, do you? A broke hogo like you can't even order toppings, have no freaking right to complain anything to us. Pay the frick up and be gone from this establishment.
This can't be real.
This place isn't for poor hobos like you. It's such a waste to even add noodles to the broth.
For real, for real.
And just how much do you think that scoop of broth you got all over you cost, bitch? You just earned yourself an extra payment of $100.
Now, no need for that. A criminal can't pay the measly $16, let alone an extra $100, you know it.
My bad. I'd forgotten this brick is just a piece of trash cast out of society.
I confirm my suspicions as I listen to these two talking. They didn't serve me anything on purpose. It was never an accident. And yesterday, they lied their asses off to get me to pay for something I never ate. As a hardcore ramen enthusiast, this betrayal was something that couldn't go by without using the ace in my pocket. Troublebusters, initiate! You there, put your hands behind your goddamn back. You're under arrest for alleged assault with multiple witnesses present.
Hey, wait, let me go, you bastard! Don't you dare think you're gonna get away with this!
Shut up and be reasonable.
Let me go, right now, you criminal! You have any idea what'll happen if you don't?
No, I don't have a clue. Pray tell, what will happen, boy?
I'ma frickin' beat the shit out of you and make sure you never walk on your own ever again! Is that what you frickin' want, eh?
This is a nation with the right to freedom of speech. But if you say anything else, an additional charge of alleged threat of violence will be added to your crimes, mister. I suggest you keep your dirty mouth closed. You understand the situation yet, buddy?
You!
Hey, yo, let go of him!
Hey, yo! And just what do you think you're doing, mister? Can you really not distinguish what's right and wrong in this society?
Well, I could say the same thing for you, goddammit! Arresting someone even though you ain't even a frickin' cop? You're better off in prison yourself!
And you just got arrested for alleged assault with multiple witnesses present.
Who the hell are you anyway? You're nothing but a poor homeless prick. How dare you act as you are without official proof?
For real though, you bastard! This is assault! Assault, I say! Or could this be threat to violence? Arresting us without being any kind of cop is a huge crime, buddy! You're in deep frickin' shit now!
You seem to be mistaken about something. Who in the world ever said I was never a cop? I think that even a dumb slimebag like you two suckers can understand what this badge means.
Wait! But why? Hang on a sec. But this is...
Good job! You understand everything with a single glimpse. Perhaps you're accustomed to seeing multiple kinds of police badges?
Superintendent. But only a person with a successful police career can become one of those.
You sure become pretty reasonable once a police badge joins the rave, huh? The fact that you don't calm down at all before then is disgraceful.
But why does a police officer like you come to our restaurant in casual clothes? You even have a camera with you. You look like nothing but a dumb tourist. It's so confusing. If we'd known you were an officer, we would have...
If someone was caught red-handed in the middle of a crime, you don't need to be an officer to arrest them, you know. Your knowledge of the law sure seems shallow, my boy, considering you've had a lot of run-ins with us in the past.
What the hell? You want to go right here, right now?
I have no reason to fight you, a thrown-out byproduct of modern society. By the way, what was it you said? That I'm, quote, a piece of trash cast out by society? Which do you think contributes more now? An officer or a criminal?
That'll be...
The reason why I, society's hero, come in here wearing casual clothes is because I'm thinking of people like you. Instances where members of the public get upset because of officers or firemen in uniform dropping by their restaurants and such are getting more frequent and serious, you see. That's why we change into casual clothing once our lunch break starts.
What's with that rule set? It's so goddamn confusing! God damn it! If you'd come in your uniform, I would have quickly known you're an officer and I would have focused more on my work here!
Enough bullshit! The fact I'm an officer is irrelevant. What you two did is a legitimate crime, and denying it only worsens your situation. You did something no one staff should ever do to their customers. Ever!
No! I didn't commit any crimes, honest! The bra, too! That was just an accident! My hand lost control of the ladle!
True! And I was just about to make your delicious ramen! Plus, there was a bug on your shoulder, and I thought I should get it off you, man! We never tried to assault you, honest to God we did it! You're framing us!
Leave the details for the interrogation room, gentlemen. When I do ask you questions, I'll also make sure I show you the video proof. What video, you ask? The video this camera's been shooting ever since the beginning. And you're gonna watch the whole goddamn thing and explain everything.
No!
It would be a real nuisance for me if it was really my faulty memory, so I took the liberty of leaving it on video mode once I stepped inside your establishment, gents. And lo and behold, and successfully recorded your crimes red-handed. You're finished, both of you. It's futile to make excuses.
This can't be real!
To tell you the truth, things back home aren't going so well. And the resulting stress may be a bit of a menace here at work, too. It isn't uncommon we get complaints from customers, you see. And this provokes me to retaliate.
Yeah, that's true! We aren't to blame for this mess we created! This country, built on a stress-driven society, is to blame!
Please forgive us for what we did!
You really think that's gonna be a good enough reason to get you out of this? Curl the frick up! all of your customers come here hoping to eat to their heart's content, perhaps even make a new friend or two. And yet you behave in this manner? Unforgivable! Betraying everyone's expectations so brutally. You two will pay well for your crimes. And also, don't go about thinking you're only gonna get arrested, alright?
What?
I'm gonna post what happened to me specifically on social media, everywhere, as a means to protect ramen enthusiasts from across the country from a terrible experience.
Excuse me?
Know this social media account?
This profile picture. And with more than 1 million followers. Don't tell me you can't be the legendary Mr. Insatiable?
Mr. Insatiable? That mythical ramen enthusiast who talks about nothing but ramen every day on social media? No way. You can't be him.
It started out as a hobby, just going about finding new restaurants and posting stuff as kind of a food blog. But many ramen enthusiasts from around the country did me the kindness of following me. And suddenly I'm this icon. Some people have even gone to comment that my reviews of ramen are equivalent to Michelin stars.
Who would have thought you were this big? But are you gonna introduce our place to everyone?
I'm sorry, but for this restaurant, I have no choice but to list it as a place of danger. Scamming people into paying for what they never ate, showing disrespectful attitude towards customers.
Please, no! Have mercy, please! If you do such a thing, this place will go bankrupt! We'll even offer free ramen for you for a whole year. Just please, don't do that, I beg you!
I'm afraid there's nothing I can do. Even if there was, I don't want to. It's pretty common for me to talk to people who work in this industry. I've met people willing to saw their own finger off if it meant making their enterprise the best for people to enjoy. While you two pricks, don't you think you're regarding service a bit too bluntly, considering you were once kamikaze commanders for a motorcycle gang?
But still!
So you do know about my account, huh? Then you must also know how much I love ramen now, don't you?
But of course we do, sir! I consider you the man who loves ramen more than anyone else in the whole world! The hero who loves ramen! The hero that ramen loves back! The one, the only, the great Mr. Insatiable! Justice!
Shut up!
Hey!
Such is me. And yet you made me wait so long for food that never came, only granting me the pleasure of smelling what you're cooking and surviving 2 days straight without any lunch at all. That crime is worthy of capital punishment! Prepare yourselves for the onslaught, gents. It'll kill you, I'm sure.
Oh, hell. God damn it! You're freaking fired, Carlin, you hear me? Look at what you've done! You've ruined us completely!
What the frick? Why am I the one responsible for this whole mess?
Because if you're just more serious and not so goddamn impulsive,
both of you are guilty, I say. If you got the time to open on each other, better use that time more wisely and apologize to all your customers present.
We're really sorry.
You're in a ramen restaurant, goddammit! Speak up!
We deeply apologize!
Afterwards, I called for backup and handed the two blokes over to them. There was my testimony for starters, and there was also a few testimonies from other customers, the video footage, and the two blokes' confessions as evidence against their crimes. They were officially arrested under alleged assault and violence and were sued for these crimes. After some investigations, the number of individuals who had been scammed into paying money without ever eating what they ordered, myself included, amounted to quite a number, unfortunately. Since they both admitted to committing scams, they were sued once more under alleged fraud. Hiya, master! 1 bowl of tonkatsu rock hard with extra pork and fat, if you please. And dumplings too, if you please.
You came again, Lloyd? Your body must be taking quite a toll, for real!
On the contrary, my body will take much more of a toll if I don't eat ramen, master. Just the other week, I wasn't able to eat anything for lunch for 2 days straight. And I swear on my ramen-loving heart, I got hives all over my body. It was just so goddamn hard because of those two pricks.
Haha! Are you talking about that ramen place run by scammers? The same one you were talking about on social media?
Yep, that's the one. Turns out quite a few people were victims at that place. I heard that since their legal trouble, the number of customers they got daily dropped significantly, though.
Wait, you don't know? They apparently wound up in prison for a short time, during which the restaurant went bankrupt and out of business.
Is that so? Well, if I only had one regret about this whole thing, it's that I wasn't able to have a bowl of their ramen before it closed down. Such a shame.
Those who trick people never make any noodles worthy of being eaten, my boy.
I suppose that's true. I'm so hungry. I wonder what Faces Today's will show me.
But enough about that. Instead of showing interest in nothing but ramen, how about you try to shift that towards girls, I think that people in the flesh can show more faces than ramen ever will, you know.
And just what are you saying, Master? I actually have a date planned for tonight.
What? And you still stop to eat our ramen for lunch? Ordering tonkatsu no less, and dumplings?
Wait, is that not good?
Well, no. Just never take your mask off today. Whatever happens.
Huh? What do you mean?
Don't let it happen. Promise me you won't.
Oh, okay.
All right, thanks for your patience. One order of tonkatsu rock hard with extra pork and fat.
Now this is what I'm talking about. Oh, hell yeah! This is heaven on earth, I declare! Frickin' delicious! It breaks my heart to know that a ramen restaurant has disappeared from this world forever. But at least ramen itself hasn't disappeared in the slightest. Ramen will forever remain a part of my life. And now that the energy's tank's full once again, I'll make sure my date tonight will go awesome! Trouble Busters!
Hi, I'm Alberto. I haven't been much of an academic since I was a child, and I also wasn't very proficient in sports. But I was the kind of ankle biter that would dedicate all my time and effort to something I wanted to do, hobbies especially. But as I wasn't too interested in graduating a good high school or university, I went to an ordinary regional high school and to a below-average college after I graduated. Because I'd graduated with grades that were far from anything exceptional, I did part-time work after college. Work tuckered me out today too. And also, why would a grandmother come to the shop late at night to buy a comic of all things? Not to mention it was Death Note. What's up with that taste in literature? Too funny. Hey yo, that was close! Illegal parking in my parking space? What the hell does this Mercedes belong to? Suspicious about the expensive car in my parking space, I went inside the house. Everyone must be asleep. Hey yo, what? Where are you up, Cynthia? And who the hell are you?
Bro, come on! That's rude of you. This is my fiancé, Jonathan. I brought him home before. You couldn't have forgotten already.
Did you? That Mercedes belongs to you. It was a drag, you know, parking in my space without my knowing about it. What? Your father gave me permission. In that case, how about you park your car on the curb instead? The heck? This is my house! Why do I gotta move my car? Because it isn't a big deal if a second-hand heap like yours gets a bit damaged, right? That Mercedes is my car, you know? No matter how hard you'll try, it'll always be out of reach for a part-timer like you, Mr. Alberto. Huh? You listen to me!
Bro, that's enough! What time do you think it is? Mom and Dad are both asleep.
Oh, crap. Still living with your parents at your age. I wonder what folks think of that. Are you too attached to mommy? Or are you just a parasite? You frickin' bastard! Enough, I say! Insulting me every time you open your mouth. Who do you think you are? I am more elite than you, Mr. Alberto. I'm one prodigy that graduated a top university and found a job at a prestigious company, unlike someone who's still sucking the life out of his parents even during adulthood. You talking to me like that, eh? You can't even realize that your head's up in the clouds? Oh, dear sir. The frick?
Shut up! My sweet ass. Enough with the fighting, both of you. Especially you, bro. Don't talk back at him like that, okay? What Jonathan says is true, after all.
Oh, my sympathies. Oh, I could kill you right now.
It's the truth, isn't it? Mediocrity from a young age. You couldn't study or play sports since forever. You always seemed like a failed human being in my eyes. But just that mouth of yours is quite developed, and that's a problem. Mom and Dad both know this too.
Eh? And what are you saying, Missy? Singing out of the blue? This isn't a musical, is it?
Hang on. Could it be that you have no idea? Dad's thinking of making Jonathan the CEO next period and leave the company in his hands. You can only trust the elite in running a company after all. You couldn't have thought that you would inherit his company, right? Because you're his firstborn son? Bullshit, I say. Dumber than a termite.
If you don't stop this, I'm gonna lose it. I'm warning you. I'm not gonna hold back. You mustn't say incorrect things either, Cynthia, honey. It's not that he can't do anything at all. He can still steal his parents' money. That's it! I don't know if you're from an elite school, Jonathan. Learn how to talk to those older than you. I'm going to bed. I'm tired from work. Good night. Good night, dude. God frickin' damn it. What a day. Cynthia's boyfriends have all been intolerable jerks, but this Jonathan prick is leagues beyond everyone else. He only tries to get a one-up on me. Someone older than him. Who the hell does he think he is? Oh, I'm so pissed. And also, were Cynthia's words true? Dad's really gonna leave the company in Jonathan's hands? What are you thinking, Dad? I've worked so hard in my part-time work. How could you do this to me? As you've seen, every time Jonathan comes to visit, he would condescend to me whenever he could. I wasn't sure if he was that proud of his education, but if you told me I would become the brother-in-law of a slime bag like that, I would rather break ties with my whole family. And then, my own father would give me the most unbelievable news.
Alberto, son, what are you gonna do for the wedding outfit?
Huh? Wedding?
Son, don't tell me you've forgotten about it. It's next week, buddy.
Hang on a second. Whose wedding?
Why, Cynthia's, of course. Are you getting brain fog already? Oh, hell, no. Not at such a young age. What a pity.
I'm not getting dementia, Dad. My hair's getting thinner, and I do feel the age settling in. Yeah, right, Buster. And no one ever told me about the wedding.
What? You hadn't heard?
When in the world did that happen?
At this point, more than 2 months ago. Cynthia told me she'd tell you herself.
Why would she stay quiet about that? Getting married? Not to that Jonathan, I hope.
But of course. Golf balls, of course.
Bruh! What in the world was Cynthia planning? Even though her wedding had been decided, she never told me, her own older brother. But recently, I have been pretty busy, so maybe she just never found the right time to tell me. I decided to ask them a few things when they would come to visit us before the wedding. So, guys, are you tying the knot? Dad told me the wedding's next week.
Huh? Dad told you?
I told you to keep your parents' mouths shut. What?
There's no use hiding it if you know it now. That's right. The wedding's next week.
Is that so? Congratulations. You live happy, yeah? Upon hearing that they'd asked my parents to keep it a secret, my fury was about to overflow. But I forced it back down and offered my words of congratulations. But the next instant, Jonathan would utter something that would rock me to my core.
But even so, Alberto, don't come to the wedding, okay? A negative IQ pile of trash like you. You're strictly forbidden from coming.
Eh?
Maybe if your tiny brain could think a minute, but it's my wedding. The folks I invited are all elites. It's obvious that a mole rat of the likes of you, Alberto, isn't allowed to come to such a ceremony. Oh my gosh.
Oh, my Jonathan, you really said it. But I'm all for what he says. And also, I want to stop calling you my big brother, to be honest.
Guys, if you're kidding around, know your limits. You really think this is funny?
How about you rack that frickin' pea brain of yours? You really think we're joking here? You have multiple loose screws then.
Aren't you so embarrassed to be ridiculed by people younger than you? You're so pathetic.
That's why Mommy and Daddy are gonna throw you away too. Probably know already, but your dad's company will be mine. Their fortune will also be invested in the company, they say. Not a crumb will be left for you in the end, you know? This is what happens to folks who siphon so much from their parents. All that being said, we're gonna celebrate the epitome of our happiness next week, while you'll be back at square zero. See you.
And with that, they disappeared out the door. I was speechless that entire time, but that wasn't because I was raised with good manners. Those soul-wrenching things they said to me. Vengeance will be mine. There's still a week until their wedding day. They're not getting away with this. Troublebusters! I then told Dad something. And using that 1 week period, I planned my revenge carefully and cunningly. And then, the big day finally arrived. Of course, I wasn't invited, so I decided to relax at home. The ceremony was going to start at around 9 o'clock in the morning. Now it was 8:30 in the morning. I chose to wait and read a book. Not 5 minutes later, Cynthia called me.
Hey! What's going on here? I can't contact Mom and Dad! And no one's here at the wedding hall! But the person in charge told us it's all been canceled! This is your doing, isn't it?
Cancelled? Oh, that was all me, little sister. That was funny.
How could you do this to us? My own moment of glory? You ruined it all! Were you freaking fed up with being mocked? All of that is the truth, isn't it?
Ah, I see. Seems like you don't know anything. I wasn't the one who canceled the wedding.
Huh?
Dad did.
What?
Who?
Stop with that attitude! There's no way it was Dad!
Then why don't you get your ass over here? See ya. I hung up with that cliffhanger. Half an hour later, Cynthia and Jonathan burst into the house, redder than Mars. I went back to my room and waited for Dad to tell them everything. Another 10 minutes after they first arrived. As I imagined, they came to me.
Please, forgive
us! Hang on, both of you groveling at my feet? Oh, pray tell, how did this come about? Did part of that brain rot away or something? Mr. Turner Sr. has just told us everything. We never knew you invested the money into his company. Honest to heaven, we didn't know. I may not be working, but my real job is in investing after all. I may not be an elite, but I make what you prodigies make 100-fold. With that money, I got Dad out of a sticky rut. Understand? Dad didn't provide the money for your wedding. I did. Rut.
You were paying for everything, Alberto?
My, one at a time, please. Yes, Dad's company was in the red. The succession's been completed, right? Before the wedding, you were saying about now being the CEO. Please, wait a minute. Is this all true? I was offering support for everything that wasn't enough. That's why a company full of empty business ideas could survive this whole time, son. But I'm halting all investments in the future, so you better do your best to get back into the green on your own. About the wedding funds. Exactly 2 months ago, Dad came to me asking for some money. And turns out, that went into your wedding. Since it was cancelled, there will be a cancellation fee. I will rightfully demand you for the money back.
Hang on! We can't just do what you wish out of the blue!
And if I became the CEO of a failing company, seems you were acting like the elite hog that you are in front of Dad too. What? That's why he wanted his company's successor to be you. Dad himself never had many skills in business. Maybe he thought that you too could get it back on its knees. No way. As for you, little sister, there's no estate left for you.
What?
Dad told me this. But what was gonna be for you was used to pay off the company's debts. But the fact remains that even with that used up, the debt is still huge. Jonathan, I recall you saying that you were gonna enjoy the epitome of your happiness with this wedding, and that I would start back at square zero. Damn, what a switchy. Cynthia will now carry the debts of the wedding funds and the cancellation fee, and Jonathan will shoulder a debt-infested failure of a company. Ready or not, the square zero race about to commence. I kicked them out of my room after I said everything I wanted to. Even later on, they would both come begging at my door for my money, but I ignored them. And Dad, who was indebted to me, was completely on board. He's now contemplating cutting ties with the couple after he found out how they acted up until now. Alberto, son, are you free now? I am. But Dad, you know that company of yours went bankrupt, right? A company? The one you made Jonathan his successor? Well, I knew a quasi-elite dickwad like him could never get it out of debt. Who cares about that? Good riddance on those two mosquitoes who know no gratitude, right?
I stopped by to ask you a favor, actually. Is investing easy?
Hey, yo.
I want to start investing, to tell you the truth. I refuse to let you take care of me all the time.
This is my way of thanking you for my childhood, Dad. Don't worry about that.
But still...
In that case, how about we go on a hot spring vacation to your hometown? Be my travel guide. How's that for a compromise?
Ladies and gentlemen, my son. Alright, a little trip, just the two of us.
Now that's what I'm talking about! Later, I lived my usual life with my parents, the three of us. But I realized this. The happiness one must feel for living normally, and the joy of feeling the gratitude from others. I know I'll be happy if I went on living with these two wonderful people. Trouble Busters!